family, because those are the only people who are going to watch this, and Eric from work. Hi, Eric from work. Anyway, I have decided to make a story time video. I'm really into YouTubers. I like watching YouTubers. I don't think I would ever be a YouTuber, but I did notice a lot of them did these story time videos, and I was like, hey, I could probably use that. Reason being that I have these whole set of stories that I seem to just keep telling over and over and over again to my various family members. And so I decided to make a video of a couple of those stories and post them on YouTube and post them on Facebook so my family can now hear my weird stories that I've had to retell several times. So today's story is about an experience I had when I was helping out with an indie film last summer. And that film is called Grace's Room. So for any of my family members who don't know, because you haven't been paying attention to all of my various posters and different posts about Grace's Room, Grace's Room will be coming out this March. And I was a script supervisor and the second assistant director, not the first because that was Rebecca Wilkinson and she is awesome and I could never do her job. But this story takes place during Grace's Room, in which we were in pre-production, we hadn't started the movie yet, and we were going to shoot our first scene. So essentially I was doing some assistant directory type things, but I wasn't quite an assistant director. So I was mostly in charge of helping out with the minor characters. Our film has cults in it, and we had all these cool cult costumes, and we had these little pins, and it was all put together, and we had this group of actors, and I led a workshop, and it was great. And I loved my cult. And some of them even called me their cult leader, which was a huge honor that I got to be a cult leader. So this scene, without spoiling too much, did involve the sacrifice of a goat. And so we got everyone together and they had to sign waivers, we had to get all their costumes on, it was just a mess. There were so many people. We had to have some guy make fake blood, we had to make all these big fake cult looking ritualistic stuff, we had to collect candles, I had to drive home and get all of my scented candles. We used all of my scented candles in that scene. What we also needed was a goat. So let's just backtrack a little. It was the day of filming. Hunter and I were out getting sushi, and I got a call from Tyler, the director. Now a little background on Tyler and mine's relationship. We're definitely kindred creative spirits, and we're also friends. Tyler, if you're watching this, which you're probably not because you're probably too busy editing Grace's Room, but if you are, I love you. Tyler sometimes would call me with friend issues, just things you talk about with friends, and then sometimes he'd call me with movie issues. So whenever he called, I answered because I care about Tyler. And I just thought, okay, maybe he's just gonna bitch about X, Y, and Z. And so I'm sitting there, I'm stuffing my face full of sushi, having a great time, we're talking about boys, and then I get a call from Tyler. And I'm like, oh, I gotta take this. So I walk out into the mall, I, pick up my iPhone, and suddenly I hear, oh my God, we are missing a goat. So that's how, on the day of filming, I ended up at the 4-H fair. Hunter and I, we gulp down our sushi really quickly, and we get in my minivan, and we drive all the way to the 4-H fair, which is a block away from my house, and it's going on. And I'm walking around the goat section looking for an owner of a goat. For some reason, all the goat owners are home, and there's just all these lonely goats, and I can't just take the lonely goats. So I had to call Tyler and go, Tyler, I am so sorry, but we do not have a goat. I can't find a goat. I'm surrounded by goats, but I cannot take any of them. So then I made a Facebook post. So I go on Facebook and I'm like, how do I phrase this? How do I ask people, can I use your goat? Because if you say you want to borrow someone's goat, that doesn't sound right. They might think you're using it for a cult ritual or something. I got 2 replies, but it ended up that we got lucky and someone else offered their goat, which led to the second problem with the goat. And that was that it had the wrong fur color. We had already made a replica of this goat for a different scene in which we needed a fake goat for reasons I cannot tell you without spoiling the movie, and it had a different fur color. But don't worry, I just say it's cult magic.